Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody is doing well. I have not seen anyone pop in, but I hope you are well, one way or the other. He usually streams. Oh, hello, Jenna. Hey, how are you? And Gloria, welcome, welcome. Gonna say, I don't know if tea's wrapped up yet. I was um trying to eat dinner, so I didn't dip into her stream. But I thought since it's sort of officially fall, I don't know, know where you are, but hey, Blossom, how are you? Like it's 90 degrees here, so it's not very fall, but I wanted to finish some of my Halloween cards, or at least this pink and main kit that I got. I was really and still am really impressed by this idea. I don't know if you can tell. Like it looks, sorry, that's out of focus, but this looks like it's matted, but it's really just printed. So I think that would be a really cool idea to copy. Anyway, these are one of their quick and easy kits. So I thought we could work on the other four cards. And if you were remembered, I had remarked that I had really liked the weight of these card bases. These are, I reached out to Pink and Main because I was curious. These are, oh, and I guess this is the side we'll be covering up here. Not their ice rink card stock, but are very, very close in formulation. So basically, all their card stock is Michelle said was about 120 pounds. So anyway, this is what happens when you leave things on your desk. But the good news is, like, since we're covering up most of the actual card base, it'll probably be fine. See who I missed. Hey, Cordelia, how are you? Oh, did she? Okay. I never checked because we had talked a long time ago, back when I started having guests on Thursdays. What time would work? Just because, I mean, an hour is kind of, especially if you're doing anything like wet media related, an hour is not a lot of time, especially if you have dry time. Hey, Linda, how are you? Hey, Danny. Oh, hey, Clint, how are you? Oh, thank you. Welcome. Anyway, so let's get into this. We have I haven't seen you in a while, Clinton. I hope you are well. So you have a cat. He's gonna lie on things. I'm gonna actually move. We do have this extra card kit. If we decide we want to do more stuff. Well, if I had to, so these were the first one. So I think this is, yeah. So we did this side. So we're gonna do this side. So get my cards out of the way and see if we can't sort some stuff. How is everybody's week going? Side note, really, still really like this envelope. I hope everybody is doing well. I have been having a fairly good couple of weeks, but it's also been, I don't know, with folks, kiddos and whatnot, sort of wrapping things up for the summer. There's always been a lot of stuff going on at work. So this looks like this kitty in the car. And this looks like it goes with our boo people. And oh, we might actually get this right the first time. Last time we will see if we can. That goes here. Oh, the other thing they do on this, which is really dope, is like the sentiment's printed on here, so like no work for me. So I was thrilled about that. There is candy corn here, which is unfortunate, but we will survive. Unless you're a fan of candy corn. I am not the biggest fan. And this is a cool idea too. Like, since you could just manufacture this the right shape, which is a very neat idea. There's some really neat ideas in this kit that I hadn't thought of before. But like this is a complete card, but like this isn't actually a piece of ephemera. It's just hooked to the actual whatever this is. Gumball machine, basically. Anyway, so this one is good to go. This star goes here. The cat goes with the cat, and again, same idea. And the cat goes with the cat, and then the cat one is basically done. And we haven't seen any boo things yet. We have, let's see, this looks like it goes here. This is a dual, yep, that goes here. These are their two little ghosties. And then this other little square little ghosty goes here. This star goes with that. This is with this guy. This is another one here. Oh, this is interesting. We have a little tag. And here I'm not sure if we have. I should see if I lost it somewhere, but I don't see a. Oh, this is interesting. Is this no? This might be an extra piece. Actually, we will set that aside. But I think this is all these pieces. And I may have lost a star somewhere. Or it might still be in the envelope. Let's just check that. Depending on if I know where I put it. Oh, yep, the extra star is in here. They did a nice job too, considering like this is a lot of pieces to keep track of. This goes here. And like all these kind of kits, like once you've done part of the kit, it gets a lot easier. Let me see what I missed while I was just checking. Yes. Check it out. Like I would actually like these if this stuff was sold as a printable, I would totally buy it. Um and what else? I had something else I learned from Michelle that I can pass along. Oh, and I may have mentioned this in other streams. I don't remember. So none of these ephemera pieces. Oh, my kitty moved the camera. Sorry about that. So none of the ephemera pieces have matching stamps, but I admit, but she actually thought it would be a good, good to potentially offer something next year. So hopefully they do that. If not, that's fine too. So let us start sticking some things together. This one I'm just going to rub off because this actually scores into the inside. But what we could do is we could always put ephemera or something over it. I'm just going to use it on the top because I don't think anyone would really notice. Or we could fold it back the other way. No, it doesn't. This is pretty thick, so I'm not going to fold it against the pre-done score line. I'm just going to reinforce that. And yeah, I think we can just put something over this. There are little smudges on this, but I don't know. I honestly don't think anyone you sent this to would notice. Perhaps a card maker. I do too, Blossom. I like it. Now, I'm curious. Do you like it? What I've seen companies that have done exactly the same image, which is kind of a neat look. But I've also seen places. Let's start with the candy corn because then we don't have to look at it anymore. And I don't know if people are candy corn fans. I am not. And then our little other ghosty. But this is really cute. I like the gumball machine and little happy. I mean, like check it. This is as nice as candy corn can get because I'm not a fan, but it will work out nicely. And this is another good way to make use, right? Because this is This is already the right size, and you get a extra little bit. So you could put this whole kit together if you wanted to with either tape or wet glue. I've been using a mixture because I like tape for the panels and wet glue for the stuff I want to futz with. And this is directional, which isn't either good or bad, but I don't know. Pick and Man's been making some cute stuff, so I've been becoming more of a fan. They were kind of off my radar for a while, and then the bottom doesn't really matter because we're going to cover it up with the trick or treat. But we probably want to figure out like where we want the trick or treat so that this can kind of line up. think we will do it like that. And then you could just butt this up too, like that. So we could put the trick or treat on first. And then it looks like there's a circle under here, even there's not. But this will be easier to glue the rest of the stuff to. So I think I'll do it that way. Yeah, you guys probably aren't surprised. I'm a big fan of ephemera, especially at times like this, right? Because it's a Thursday, and I don't necessarily want to get super into a huge project because it's like I already had a day of work. So I like ephemera for that. Folks may know that I had actually gotten started with the old Spellbinders kits that were very ephemera heavy. Um, And I'm glad I got started that way. It definitely made it easier to get into card making because if someone else does the ephemera, um, it just saves you a bunch of time. Although I'm quite excited. I'm doing a virtual retreat next weekend, so I'm going to be curious to see how I feel about it because I love my in-person retreat. One of the other virtual retreats I did, I really liked, and I don't know. I've liked most of the retreats I've done, um, though I do feel like technical difficulties can sometimes mar the experience a bit. But I don't know. It's always a fun way to with someone's designs you don't know very well. It's always kind of a fun way to get in on it. And by not creating a difference between these two layers, it was really easy to glue this guy down. So we have this, and we do have a few little smudgies. I will probably just do a sentiment piece over that. Or you could actually you could do like a banner. A banner would work really well here. Anyway, there we go. That took 5 minutes. The glue here doesn't set up super fast because this is like semi-gloss surface, so it's not super porous. Hello. How are you? It is good to see you, Crafty Stamp Co. Yeah, this is one of Pink and Main's quick and easy kits, which I like. It's super easy. I mean, because it's all pre-done, it's super easy to put together. But I don't know. I really like the Crafty Stamp Co. did this really good, cute ghost stamp set, which feel free to mention what the title of that is. Because I don't remember. But there was some really neat stuff. And I am. Although my favorite thing you guys have ever done is all the cats and mugs because we have some cat help right now. He is helping in an unobtrusive way. Hey Pam, how are you? But I gotten out of streaming in this time slot, but I really like it because basically it's a good motivator to get into my craft room in the middle of the week. I don't know if this is just a me thing, but it's so easy to have a whole week go by and not actually craft something until the weekend, and then I'm either streaming or making videos or doing something. But it's just easy to. It's I don't know. I think sometimes the challenge is starting. Like once you started, then you're having fun. But it's sort of the oh well, I could do that later kind of vibe. But it might just be a me thing. So I'm just going to line this up and oops, maybe we can get that off. Here's hoping we don't wreck this card getting this off. Now, we did it looks like I wrecked that, but it's actually not as bad as you might think because I'm going to add some more adhesive here. But we're going to cover it up, so it's not really that big a deal. The where one area that will hurt you is if it's something that's poking out. So I'm just gonna pull that off, and then we're gonna redo this a little bit. And if you do rip it to the point of it, the cardstock being thin anywhere, you can always stick an extra piece in. So let's do this the other way, because my issue here, I think that my issue was, yeah, that was my issue. So my issue was even I think I put too much space on the bottom. Anyway, the good news is if you got this card, you would have no idea that I ripped the front off of it once. So I guess that's sort of I think this is a plagiarized point from Gina K, but like, don't throw out your cards. Just keep working on them. It's easy to think that the card is ruined, but you can just embellish it until it looks awesome again. So we are gonna. That's pretty good, like that. And as you probably noticed 5 minutes ago, sort of the downside to using all this dry adhesive is like once it's down, it's down. Um, Glue is much more forgiving in terms of how you line that up exactly correctly. There we go. And because this is pretty thin cardstock, I don't actually have to support this as much as you would if it was a little thicker. I'm going to use wet glue for this layer just because I really would like the sentiment to be straight. And I want to I'm kind of looking at the suggested sketches. I do like this is like actually, let me just move this so you can see. But I like this. To me, this is very like a Lego way of showing things because like you don't actually have to explain much. Anyway, let us. Whoops. I guess we shouldn't put that away if we want to know what this is supposed to look like. We just have to put our guy, girl, whatever. I don't know what this is. It seems bulkier than. I wonder if it's a dog or a cat because it seems a little. It's a very square ghosty. You know, there's like this extra bit back here, so it makes me think that it's like some kind of four-legged friend. Anyway, that's what we're going with. In my mind. Oh, the kitty is up. Oh yeah, you should. You did. Crafty Stamp Company does great lives because they really get into the like the Copic coloring blends, which is I don't know. I'm more of a because I started as a painter. I tend to like pick a color and then freehand it, which is not the most. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just I don't know. I feel like some of the blend. I feel like the blends are a lot easier way to get into all of that rather than like if a color looks weird, just try another one. It's kind of tricky, especially if you're new. I found it hard when I was new, just because it was like I really would like this to just look cute the first time and not say because I don't know. I guess I always felt like watercolor and acrylic were very forgiving compared to markers, and that like, well, you can just go and like, if it's still wet, you can mix in some other color and tweak it. But anyway, Crafty Stamp Company, great folks to watch if you want to learn about how you would approach coloring. I missed Jim's comment. Oh yeah, that's a good point. You could do a ghost on a wobbler. We have other ghosts. We can do these ghosts on wobblers if you'd like, Jim. Would you like to see both these ghosts on a wobbler or just one? Because I have a lot of wobblers. Maybe we can get this off and put it on a wobbler. Nope, it's stuck. That's the only downside to liquid glue too. Is like if you try if it is actually down and you try and rip it up, you will have a bad time. There we go. It's another downside of leaving one's card bases down. They are neat. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. They're not. I guess they sort of go more pastelly. Like they're less saturated than traditional. It's definitely a cute take on spooky. Let's get this together, and then I can find some wobblers because we these guys could definitely go on wobblers because they're pretty beefy. So I'm thinking we can get our little tag and other bits down, and then look at that. So this goes down. This goes down. A little boo goes down at an angle, and then we float our ghosties. And then these I think we can wobble. Alrighty. And this is great because it's not directional, so I don't really have to worry too much about if the background is upside down. Because I did that not this week, but recently. And I did reload my tape gun before. Oh, and yeah, this is another tip. Make sure that your card opens the right way. I think it wasn't that long ago we made a card that did not do that. And being able to open your card is usually helpful for the recipient. There we go. And it's interesting. The first batch of wobblers I bought, the wobblers were all adhesive. Hey, Belle, how are you? Happy birthday! I hope you did something fun for your birthday. So I'm just gonna eyeball this. There we are. Now this is hanging over a little bit, so I probably will give it a slight haircut. Oh, here's one of the original cards. Now you can wait until you're totally done to do this, but I always find it a little less nerve-wracking if you do it like as you need to. And I could just come in with scissors too if you're more that sort of person. I just like my trimmer a lot. And I'm a lot more likely to trim in a straight line on my trimmer. Speaking of, if you are fans of that deckled trimmer that Elizabeth uses all the time, it is 50% off right now at scrapbook.com for some reason. I may or may not have one coming, but I was excited about that. Well, it's interesting you say that because I had a friend who told me recently, like she would cut the card base off, but then she would often like just use it as a decor piece. You know, she'd like put it in one of those floating frames, and then it becomes like just a piece in your craft room or a gift. I think December is a great month. I love Elizabeth's giveaway thing. I don't know if I'm doing anything for my birthday this year, like on the channel. I didn't last year. I just sort of crashed Elizabeth thing, which she was fairly nice about. Um, but we'll see. I do like December as a month. I'm glad my birthday isn't this month because I have 4 birthdays between the last month in the last week of this month and the 10th of October. I have both of my parents, one of my best friends, and one of my good coworker friends. So there's a lot. I'll see you in a bit. Hope your son is well, Danny. Anyway, let's find some wobblers because we will have to glue them down. Went jumping away on me. So I think I can glue the ghost to the wobbler and then glue the whole thing down. I think we can just go sort of. Guess normally I'd say center mass, but I'm not sure our ghosts have mass since they're ghosts. But I'm going to use the top one here. Well, I mean the open side of this. And I'm just going to hold this down for about 10 seconds until it grips. Because PVA glue is the best thing ever. So I love my bookbinding glue for almost everything. Although it wasn't until recently I realized you could use it on things that weren't just paper. But the only thing is that I like to glue these first so that, once we get the pieces down, we don't want it, we want to let it pop up, but you can see it'll wobble. It'll wobble in a very spooky way. So we have our little ghosty. This ghosty is going to be down more, kind of here. And then the stars are going to go, these guys go up here, and then the ghost with the hat goes here. Oh, this will actually be kind of fun. I do think these are going to look fun on wobblers, though. I just want to not overlap the ghosts, I guess. Okay. But that glued really fast. Thanks for the suggestion, Jim. Sorry I didn't catch it on the first card, but we will catch it on the second one, so it will all work out. And the other neat thing about these is it doesn't really matter if you get a little too much glue on them, just because no one's ever going to see them behind the wobbler. And we will get our little. Now we could leave the. I kind of like this as an. I'm going to steal this design element, which I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I like how the tag hole is left here, so you can actually really see that it is in fact a tag. So we kind of borrowed that. We homaged the original design. And then this one, I haven't been particularly picky about where the shadows are on anything when it comes to the stars and the ephemera, although these mostly line up. But if you are a picky person, you can absolutely line all this stuff up. I know some folks who've done a lot of studying from, life essentially when it comes to how shadows work. It kind of, and by folks I mean my dad. It kind of drives people nuts when the shadows are weird. Anyway, we have our little wobbly ghosts. I think it's very sorry, I was off camera, but these are very wobbly, which I think makes it very ghosty. And when they're down, they're not really adding any bulk, so this will still go in an A2 envelope just fine. Woo! I woke up the cat. They both say they were technically born the last day of February. Oh, your parents? Blossom? Yeah, I know. Isn't it helpful when someone else does all the coloring and design? I like this though. These have been really fun Halloween cards. Let me see if I can get all of that. That was last time. This was this time. This was this time. This was last time. Do we have all of that? I think I'm missing one. I'm missing one. Missing the cat one. Certainly can't do that. So let's get the last one together. We're going very quickly. We do have another project if we want to get into that once this last one is together. I bet Blossom will recognize the paper too. Oh, this one's really, I like this. Oh, this would be a great kit for someone who is not that into card making because it's like 4 elements and you're done. Like, this would be a really great, like, if you especially if you're working with anyone who had, like, limited dexterity, this would be really good for that. 'Cause I remember there was, one person I knew who suffered from that, like, actually was really good at designing kits that were, they kinda like this, where they were only a couple elements, but they look like more elements than they're at, and I guess Lennox is here now. "Sir, could you scoot your butt a little? Thank you." Always a star. Let's just I'm sure he knows that, like, his short of being a menace while crafting is, like, the most viewed thing on my channel, so I don't know. He's sweet, but let's see what goes down first. Oh, there's the Happy Halloween. It's Happy Halloween, and then a square, and then the, kitty over the square. This cat or the cat in the cat in the go-kart? Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, the cat in the I like the cats with the, like, magic hats. I would like to get, like, I need to look up a stamp set like that. I think Crafty Stamp Co. has one with cats and pumpkins, something like that, and, who else? 'Cause I was looking at I think there's a cats and pumpkins. Oh, and I should pick up a Crafty Stamp Co. Halloween stamp, though, because now that I have a couple pads of their paper, anyway, which is really nicely made. Not that I frequently run across paper I don't like, but, I don't know if that's a good or a bad problem to have. Kitty Ween, yeah, that one. Okay. Anyway, some of us may be shopping after this stream is over. We don't. I won't shop during the stream, but there's some there's some great cats and mugs that I've been had on my wish list for a moment. This guy, I just glued him down, but I mean, like this would also be a good wobbler one. But just look how cute this card is, and like it's 4 elements, but like it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like a 6-layer card. Very cool. Let me give you a quick walkthrough of all of them, and then maybe we will play with another thing. So here's the Boo with. I may have to send this to Jim because of the wobblers, or ECR. Elizabeth loves her wobblers too. Then we have our cute little Happy Halloween pumpkins, and then our Hello Beautiful, very cute, and Trick or Treat. And then this cute little witch, I liked her a lot too. She was the one I hope they like did a whole stamp set of because I could see her with like if you could do her with the pumpkin, but you could do a bunch of other fall elements. These like 6-pointed stars are kind of neat too. Then we have our little bats, and then I think this is my favorite with the little spooky cat. I like the spooky cat quite a bit. Anyway, that is the whole card kit. I would say if you were just doing this and not trying to pay attention to a live stream, it's probably in the realm of a kit you could get done in about an hour, depending. As you all know, I'm not really the most like be on task and do it all as quickly as possible kind of person. But if you were, you could probably do this more quickly. And I mean, if you wanted to, you could also stretch a kit like this by just bringing in your own shaped pieces and sentiments, right? because you could use the background, and then you could use the Hello Beautiful as like its own thing if you wanted. So I'm just going to keep these in here for now because I will probably take photos of them later. But the other thing we have, other than a cat, let me try and. Oh, I'm sorry. The camera is going to be a little wonky for a second as I take it off of auto. Oh, that's not terrible. Do. There we go. That's better. Still, am I light? I'm still. I'm pretty much my usual color. So here we go. I like envelopes a lot to hold my stuff. I do. I am a fan. And I don't know where. I don't think. So Pink and Main sells zipper bags. I don't think they sell the envelopes, but the similar that style project envelope are very available on Amazon and other places. But I think they're nice. I mean, I like envelopes to keep things together because I'm really good at losing things. Oh, hey Lala, how are you? Anyway, speaking of fall things, we have my favorite pattern paper that Not Too Shabby has ever released. Came in a mystery card kit, so we could look at that. I am not as enamored. I own this. This typography. Wow, you really can't see anything. The typography pad is good as well. I will tell you what this is called because I was good and looked it up. I'm usually bad about looking things up because I'm sure it's unhelpful to be like, yeah, it's the cutest one. Anyway, Farm Fresh Pumpkins is the name of this collection, and the sentiments are from the Pink and Main foilable thingies. But I think we will play around with this a bit. I don't have any of the ephemera left. Maybe we'll have. Oh, this is pretty. See, this is the ephemera in this pack I really like. They have these great clusters. Okay. So we will. Oh, we have a lot of things. Okay. Well, we don't have to use the candles, which makes me happy. Because I don't know. This also had tiered trays, which are not my favorite thing in the world, but But I think we could do a little. We could make a little scene with our little hot cocoa mug, and like this would be cute if we did like something like that. I don't know, or like that. We'll see. But since it's here and we've only been streaming for half an hour or something, I figured we could play around with it. Oh, did they? I like their artist is interesting, and I don't remember who their artist is, but there's a lot of art that's very colorable. So that's what I like about it. Like it's a very well. Let me grab something. I actually have something right here. We could. I was supposed to do something with it and then didn't because I'm already. Oh, there's the stamps that I was supposed to mail. Whoops. But here's one of their spider stamp sets for Halloween, and look how they have a similar bug stamp set if you are a fan of the bugs, but they're super easy to color because they're all basically like circles or whatever shape like dragonfly bodies are. I don't know, narrow ovals. But I think we can do something. Maybe thanks. Thanks would fit nicely here, especially if we met it and do some things. Ooh, my other favorite one. I don't know whose paper this is, but I really like it. It is thin and white core, so it is not Pink and Main paper, but it is a beautiful paper color. In real life, this is a dark cranberry. It's reading a little bit weird on camera, but what else is new? But this one I think would look Really nice. Ooh, yeah, I like this against the brown. So I think we can do something like that. I was thinking you could. I have a stamp set that looks a lot like this. I was thinking that you could do this with like an embossed resist and then doing some ink blending. So I kind of want to try that. But let's see. We could keep this one very simple. Do I like that? We could do something like this. We could probably make this into a banner or something. Well, we could do it down here too. That's kind of neat. If we kind of balance the space on the side, and then we could just do this and maybe pop this up. Yeah. Like, I think if you pop this up, this would look, I don't know, though. Hmm. It might be nicer to put this on, like, a white mat, so because I would with how square all this other stuff is, I kind of would like this to be a little square. Ah. Oh, the spider is cute. And the spider has matching dies that actually do the sentiments too, which Thinking Mate hasn't done in the past, which made me very happy. Yeah, I'm thinking white square, maybe this paper as the to do a border. So how big is this thing? Maybe like a 3 by 3? Is this three? Yeah, this is like I think a 3 by 3 is the rate of white, and then 3 1/4 by a 3 1/4. And I don't even have a Lennox almost got whacked on the head the other day with a paper trimmer, so I will be careful this time. Is this 3 inches? It would be great if it were. Oh, spectacular. So this is almost perfect. Yep. That's nice when that worked out, but I'll show you my idea. This is 3 by 3. Whoops. Hopefully I didn't just lose a sentiment somewhere. Yeah, so I was thinking rather than having this, and if you're really one of those people who so if you were careful, you'd notice this didn't line up. But or I should say that the whites here are not exactly the same white. But I think this would be really like I think this with a border is gonna yeah, I think that'll work a lot nicer. And then this we'll just put as is, and yeah, I think that's a good idea. And these are foilable. I have not delved into toner foiling at all, but just FYI, if you're saying like this is cute, but wouldn't it be nice if it was like sparkly red or something? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. He used to like to like perch and watch me, but recently he's been just sort of ever. So I had a declutter and reorganization, but part of that reorganization was making it easier to see the comments on the chat, which led to an empty space between like my desk and my monitor, and that's where he's been hanging out. Except he thinks he's tiny, and well, yeah, he's not, but he believes he is tiny, and that's fine. But I think this will be really cute. So let's try and put this guy together. Yeah, there we are. I was concerned about him for a while just because he stays away anytime I'm doing anything wet, which is great. Like I wouldn't want to like try and get like astro paste glitter out of the cat before he tried to groom himself because I wouldn't want him to like ingest anything like that. Anyway, these are problems we wound up not having, which was fantastic. Oh, did this? Oh, a little glue buildup, I think. Yeah. Oh, good. We are good. what I'm thinking is this pumpkin will look quite nice on here. Now, what we could do if we want is shift it up and like intentionally sort of break this line. Oh yeah, that was still on screen, but like we could intentionally try and bump this up. I don't know. I think we could just. I think just this works fine too. Because we could just like float the thanks on top. I like that as kind of a look. We could actually cut some of this white space off too, because it's a little uneven. I mean, not it's cut square, but like there's a lot of white space compared to the size of the word, which I think is going to help us if we kind of trim some of that out. There we go. I'm thinking is what I like here is this red color in the flowers looks like the background. So I think we can just glue all that together. But we can probably get our card together first. So I'm thinking our final card is going to look like is I'm going to balance the space on the edge here with this, but it'll look basically like that. Let's see if we have a card base. Oh, well, this is convenient. I cut a bunch of card bases and then lost them. So conveniently, we have a card base. I don't know if this is a full panel. It is a full panel. Let's cut these two down a little bit, just so we get I do like the extra white on the pink and main stuff we worked on. So I'm gonna just take a little skosh off here and just sort of cut this down to 4x5 1/4, and then cut this guy down to just 5 1/4. This is often in order for the purposes of like having these fit into standard A2 envelopes. Sometimes their stuff if you get these mystery card kits, sometimes stuff is cut closer to like a 4x6 kind of vibe. That's the wrong measurement, but you know what I mean. Like it's not quite a card panel usually. It's usually closer to like that full 5.5 by 4 1/4. And if your card base is not quite square like this, I'm just going to use the longer side, and actually it's bugging me. So let me just burnish this down so that it is more straight. But if you ever have overhang, just put the longer side on the front. And life is easier that way. But I like this look with the pink and main kit, so I think we'll continue rolling with this. We're looking awfully bright. Let me just turn on a little bit extra light. It's so weird how it's getting dark at like 7 or 8 now. There we go. That's a little bit more true to life. When are pumpkins picked? October. But I want to try and I too want to try and do a clone of this because I have some really great leaf stamps. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. I'm also very excited. I have to do some samples for my class this weekend so that I'm ready to go for next Tuesday. But I want to do both fall and stuff. I have basically I have a bunch of 3D projects I really want to test out at the craft fair this year to see if they do well or not. Because I wanted to sort of expand from just doing cards to doing more options for people, like. So I think I'll do some kits, some cards, some 3D makes, and see how it goes. Because I've had a lot of fun doing the cards for the last couple of years, but I think it would be a good year to mix things up. Um, I don't know. Have you had your craft fair yet, Danny? I forget when you had posted that you were doing projects, and I didn't know if you were done yet or not. Shouldn't say done, but if a fair had happened. I talked to someone who had a craft fair, and like it's always a, ooh, this is gonna look great. I am liking this a lot. But yeah, Teresa Russell is awesome and makes these ephemera pieces that are already clusters, so you don't have to. Um, so I'm a big fan of these. And we're just gonna put our little thanks. There we go. And you could have used some of the red too if we wanted to put the thanks somewhere here, but I like this as a general look. And this is a top folding A2. These were top folding A2s that I had prepped. So really nice. We'll sit on the mantle. A good sort of gratefulness in fall kind of vibe. This carded stock that came with this is ever so slightly pearlescent, which is also nice. Let me just get a little glue bit off. And I do have a glue eraser. I just always just tend to use my fingers when it's just a little bit. Anyway, so that is card number 1, and I really want to do something with this typography, so I think we'll do one more quick card because we don't really have to. The cool thing about this is it's basically a background already, so we won't have to do a ton. And this is 4. Well, I can measure this. Yeah, this is 4 by. I guess this is 4 by 5.25. It's just a little. It's just a fly's eyelash longer than that, which is nice because they aren't doing it anymore. But historically, not too shabby. Used glued pads, so you'd always have sort of that glued edge. So anytime you have a little extra is nice, just in case you have a funky edge. There we go. Man, this one's really uneven. Let me just cut this if I can find my trimmer. Oh. Oh, my cat is very interested in a cord all of a sudden. He's not chewing it, he's just like sniffing on it, which is kind of weird. So 5.5. I'm just gonna, there we go. This one was really, I don't know, not measured well by me. I'm pretty good at mismeasuring stuff a lot if I'm doing mass makes, because it's easy to cut things to the wrong size and then not notice. This score line is still a little crooked. Let's see if we can't fix that. Perhaps we can uncrooked it. Is that a word? Here we go. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's better. Pretty much better. There we go. And then this one we will just put down. This is kind of fun too. It's almost like a fall cheetah print, but I really like the typography because the typography is really easy to just almost make a card without having to do anything. Although we'll do stuff anyway. Let's do that. And actually, I may steal something from another ephemera pack that I think would work really good with, especially with this wishing you well sentiment. But I think I'll take my idea from before, and I think I want to put this on a small border just so it really stands out. But I thought that if I can find it, and then always a challenge. There was a really cool, this one, this Outdoor Adventures paper had some ephemera I picked up, which I think would work really well. This is Christmas ephemera, which, here we go. I think, yeah, because there are all these like ladies hiking, and I think that would look really neat, like, because that seems like a fall thing to me. So I feel like we could have like a hike, have like the wishing you well, and then have like a hiker just sort of standing to the side, and we can play around with how we want that to work. The other option is we could take this scrap and mat with that, which would look kind of fun. That would look kind of fun. Maybe we should do that. Then we can actually use our things. Like do something like that to just sort of make it pop out of all the other typography, I think would be really neat. I probably won't use the other ephemera, but it will work out. And this will give it a little bit of a thicker border so that it'll really be sort of clear what people should pay attention to. Oops. Let me see what I'm missing. I haven't planned on it. My learning craft fair. Well, you should do a video. Who is it? There are some really good YouTube videos from people who do craft fairs a lot, and I kind of find them interesting. They're interesting from I don't know. I do one a year, and it's a charity one, so it's kind of I don't know. I feel like my use case is different as a result of that, but do we like? I'm not loving that. I feel like we want a third element here, maybe like a tree or something. We do have some lanterns, which we could use in here. Oh yeah, there's a tree. I should know that because I used up most of the trees in here. I think if we use one of the hikers with a darker skin tone, yeah, I think that pops out more. I like that, but I want a third something here. There's a lot of there are a lot of bits and pieces in here too, but I really want to utilize some of the. There's some trees and logs and other things, and these are yes the one. I think what we can do is we can like sort of put the tree here with the log, and I kind of like that, like but like cluster these together a little bit maybe. So it's like she's looking into like make this more of a scene, I guess is what I'm saying here. Yeah, I like the log in the foreground, but kind of like something like this, and then where you sort of going on your fall hike is kind of the vibe. And in case you wondered, these ephemera packs come with a ton of stuff. And oh, here we go. And I think I like the bigger tree. Yeah, I like the bigger tree better. Often you'll get. We could actually do this, and then like put the log in front of the trees. Oh, that'd be kind of neat. Yeah, I think that kind of fills the space better. And then we can just overlap them so that we have enough. That looks good. Anyway, well, I was distracted and forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, one of the neat things about these is you get the same design in different sizes. Like you have like this tree, for example, which is nice because then you can either make scenes out of the same thing, or if you want, you can. Oh, words today. You can also use it to more easily. Like you almost certainly find things that are more the size of what you're looking for. But let's get this together. I think we'll put down the big tree first. Hey, Lala. Hello, Kendra. Do you do are there craft fairs in the Philippines, Lala? I'm curious. Although, like I think they kind of have stopped calling them craft fairs, and now they're more like I don't know. What are they calling them now? We're calling it. They're being called a holiday market. I think we can just use this. Yeah, and this is kind of nice too because it also breaks up this matte layer a little bit. There we go. But as folks were saying, like, the nice thing about all this ephemera is it makes bringing cards together real, really easy. Oh, and I like this because it looks like, let's move her in a little bit before the glue dries. There we go. But I like it because it like she's looking at into the woods. Anyway, that is that. I'm just going to put this in the center because we do have sort of because of the way our cluster came together, we do kind of have a sort of a fairly straightforward card. And then this is the other one we made with Kendra's kit. If you like the kits, they are available at the $10 patron level through Kendra's Patreon. That is linked in most of these videos. So if it's not here now, it will be later. But it's Cards by Kendra on Patreon. And we have one whole piece left. We actually have a lot of stuff left. This fell out of the ephemera pack, but we still have our candles and this. So we probably have enough for another card if we want to make one. What else do we have? Oh, Hello Friends is a nice sentiment. I liked all the sentiments in this. They're all very me sentiments. Anyway, that is that. So I will post these and the 4 pink and main cards we finished off as well. And I think that is all I have for you. I'll be back on Sunday, unless I'm back before then. There was something I was thinking of doing, but it's slipping my mind right now. Thanks. This is actually my favorite paper that Not Too Shabby. Like this is a favorite print that Not Too Shabby's ever released, but it makes it easy when Teresa just makes her clusters for us too. I just have always liked those because they're just super. They're just super easy to make cards with. And Lennox says thanks for coming as well. Oh yes, it is still Thursday night for me, but it is Friday in the future. I actually have a half day Friday, so that'll be super nice. Let me see if I missed anything. Have a great night as well, Danny. If you guys need me, feel free to drop me an email anytime, and I will see you Sunday. And unless I see you in somebody's stream before then, because tomorrow is Craft Roulette night. Anyway, hope everybody has a great night, and I will chit chat all of you later.